Okay, totally unprofessional unboxing video. That is a Vevor, hopefully 6.5 litre record cleaning ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, came through super quick. The guys at Vevor, I'll just say this now, 4 emails backwards and forwards with questions. They got back to me within 24 hours on each question. Their English was a bit broken, so there was a bit of stuff lost in communication. But it arrived, I don't know, like 48 hours after I ordered it. So, to excuse my attire. De Rigger box knife. Who'd be on YouTube without a box knife? So, in the box. What's in the box? Genuinely, I have no idea. Okay, so first and foremost is a record drying stand. Okay, this was not on the inventory of what came with this Vevor. This is a 6.5 litre cleaner. This wasn't on the inventory, which is good to know you get it, but it did mention it. There's screws and bolts in there, so it's obviously bolted together, plastic construction. A secondary box, which I presume is the motor for spinning the discs. So the next thing that'll be interesting is, does it have a UK plug? And the answer to that is no. So I'm hoping there's an adapter in it. It's not looking good. Hang on. Box out of the way. Styrofoam. Okay, so the actual unit itself, the drive unit, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess you call them pucks. The little plastic knob has a brass threaded nail on it. It's a PTFE bush. There's the spindle that goes on there, I'm presuming. I'm just looking in there, it looks round. This has a flat edge, like there should be a grub screw in there. There is a grub screw in there, it's just not done up. Okay, so there you go, that's the first thing I've got to do, is do up my grub screw on there. The actual housing, this is heavy. I'd say 200-300 grams, 400 grams, something like that. Good weighty unit. Obviously the motor is encased in there. Looks like it's bolted on. This actually looks like it's been 3D printed. I don't know if you can see that in the light. It's definitely layered. I reckon that's been 3D printed. That is a... what is that? Is that a piece of aluminium? Or is that a piece of plastic? I think that's a piece of anodised black aluminium, I think. So that's probably why it's weighty. Yeah, okay, so that's, well, it's a good start. This feels very solid actually, way more than I was expecting. Real shame about the plug. I'm just wondering if it's a, that's a centre negative. I might be able to, depending on the voltage, input AC 100 to 240 output. So I'm trying to find the output on it. DC 12 volt output, centre positive. Okay. Alright. Well, there you go. That's the motor. Packaging. More packaging, lid with, excellent, lid with speaker, blue covering, stainless steel. Now we have a piece of hose for the drain off. We have a jewellery, I believe that's a jewellery cage. We have a cable with a UK plug on it, so they got something UK based, that's good. And then this is the thing that I couldn't get out of him, which I'm really glad about, because this doesn't show this on any of the videos or on any of the still shots. You do get a basket with this, right? Now this was £139 for the whole thing. They do another one for 89, I think it's 89 or 85. Doesn't come with the motor attachment, but the one that they do for 89 shows the unit with the basket, and it's a 6 litre. Okay, when you ever look at the pictures for the record cleaner, there's no basket. Now I'm going to be using this for bicycle parts as well as records, so I'm going to do my bicycle parts in the basket, but in a different in individual receptacles. So like if it's a chain, I should put it in like a plastic bag with its own cleaner, so I should be able to keep my deionised water for the records completely separate from anything that's going to be done. But I'm so glad that's in there as well. That's really cool. Wasn't expecting that, to be fair. And then the unit itself, which is exactly as described, which is what they classified on their thing as the knob unit. So it's weighty, it is strong, it's really well made actually. On the back you've got your AC outlet plug. Obviously I can test it. You've got very rubbery feet to obviously insulate it. Handles on either side, and then here potentiometer on the heater. Feels really good. Okay, and then something very similar to the Dualit toaster. Obviously just like a clicking one. Now I'm always very wary about moving that around. I'm not going to. It doesn't feel like it wants to move back. So I guess the downside of this will be, unlike the digital one where obviously you can just turn it off and reset it, a bit like our Dualit toaster, this doesn't feel like it wants to be turned back to 0. If you listen carefully, you can hear it ticking. So that's a bit of a shame. And then on the side here we've got a nice feeling valve. We'll check it out inside there. I don't know if you can see inside, but there is no gauze over the outlet, okay, but the unit itself feels nice and sturdy. Although it doesn't feel like it's sitting flat. And I know this is an old table. Okay, maybe it's just the table warped a bit. So there you go. Actually, let's see if we can put, and I guess that just hooks on the side. It does. And moves a bit actually. It'd be nice if there was, is there a way of, no, there's no way of clamping it, firm it in place. It would be nice if there was like a little grub screw or something that you could kind of push against the metal just to hold it in place. But got to talk price points. You know, this is the thing. If you want to buy a degritter, you're in for £2,500. If you want to buy the what's the other one? The Humming something or other it's called. That's like 400 quid. Now this is not a dedicated, so say dedicated record cleaner. It comes with the attachment, but of course, like I said, I'm going to use it for my bicycle parts. I quite like that as well. Basket hooks over the top. I'm going to use it for my bicycle parts. It's very cool that it comes with a stand as well. So actually the difference between the 6 litre digital one and this one is about £50. Yeah, of course it is actually, thinking about it. Yeah, so for 50 quid you get the motor, you get the wash stand, yeah, you get slightly different size piece of kit. I'm just thinking in the back of my head, I looked around on AliExpress for one of these, and these retail for around 50 quid anyway. So even if you were to buy the slightly smaller one with the digital, you still be in for exactly the same sort of money. So the reason I went with this is obviously this has kind of been bundled together by Vevor rather than patching stuff together. So obviously I was expecting this piece of aluminium plastic. I really don't know what that is actually. Plastic. Okay, so I was expecting this piece of plastic to fit neatly on here because obviously that's recommended by the company. This could be kind of interesting because it might mean that I can get a power supply. No on-off switch, but I suppose you just disconnect it. So, well, that fits quite nicely in there as well. Actually, that's a nice firm fit. Sometimes these can be really loose. That's the only shame. Real shame. There's no. They knew it was coming to UK. They know I was a UK buyer. It's bought through the UK, so it's a real shame that there isn't a UK adapter in there. But there you go. So once it's all up and running, I'm going to try out some records, see whether it works okay, see whether it makes a significant difference to the records as well. And there you go. Like, subscribe, comment, questions, all down below. You know the drill. I'm kind of hoping this is going to revive some old records. Certainly, some of the newer records I've been getting, they need a clean, and the cleaning solution I was using just wasn't cutting it. It would, if you were to play the records wet with the cleaning solution on it, no static, no pops, no clicks. What I found with this cleaning solution that I've got is that it actually, when it dries, it leaves a really horrible residue over the records. It sticks to the inner sleeves. It's just not very nice. So I used it on a couple, and they need cleaning properly. So you know, I think I've got Arja by Steely Dan, really lovely record with that crap all over it. So part of the reason I bought this is I want to clean all that rubbish off and see how that goes. There you go. Anyway, all the very best. Any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Cheers.